Hi, I'm Quentin Kruel, one of the volunteers on the Economic Development Committee. So what we put together is just a quick look at sort of the national scene and then bring it down to the local level and talk about kind of what we're seeing in Roslindale and kind of the neighboring communities and perhaps provoke some thoughts on just about the main streets and about Roslindale and kind of what we can be doing going forward. So to start, I think we see a lot of retail headlines about national retailers going bankrupt and think they're struggling. So I think there have been a large number relative to kind of past history. Some of them are just financial engineering projects that a lot of big companies have been making that aren't going quite right. But generally speaking, property owners, if you have a vacant space, or it is a difficult environment. There are a lot of big institutional retail investors who don't quite know what to do in investing in the space. So what you might see as a small problem, or what we might see as a vacancy here, is there is something happening kind of at the national level. One thing that's pointed to is technology. So I pulled the data on the left-hand side there. It's from the Census Bureau, and it's looking at sort of time spent. Now, this is all Americans age 16 and older, so everyone who's work eligible. One interesting thing that I didn't realize was sleep is up, which I wouldn't have imagined. But if you also notice too, the hours for eating and shopping are definitely down. Right? There's this sort of, people are more efficient at that, because then if you look at the last couple of years, spending is up in those two categories. So people are spending more overall, and I don't think, inflation hasn't been that great, but people are spending more money, but they're spending less time doing those things. One other thing is if you look at leisure time, so what I didn't pull out of there, you can, the number there is really odd. It's actually television watching is up. Sort of sports and leisure is the category, but it's actually a lot of leisure. So that's overall sort of nationally, that's the increase. So, and then finally, I guess online shopping is certainly increasing. It's not quite 10% of total sales in the country, but it is a growing sort of issue. And so people are staying home more and either watching TV or whatever. What that then speaks to is what I'm seeing a lot on the sort of national level with large investors in the retail space is they're moving towards convenience and entertainment, right? They're saying, okay, maybe you're not, you'll come out, you'll buy some clothes occasionally, but fast fashion is changing that part of the industry a lot. But a lot of other, sort of goods can be purchased online, so they're moving towards convenience and entertainment. What can you buy? What do you need to buy? Food, pet food, pharmaceuticals, and then what will entertain you? And so they're creating restaurants. They're in real estate investment funds now. They're buying shopping centers, taking some of their vacant space, and then they're building movie theaters, and they're building things to kind of keep people in their location and keep them shopping. Now I'll quickly turn to just kind of Roslindale and the surrounding areas in sort of a general sense. The populations are projected for strong growth. I think that's kind of the takeaway here. I mean, almost 5 to 6%, is well above sort of national average growth. Incomes are strong. And so this data is taken from CoStar, which is a commercial listing service, basically. And so, strong incomes in this area, and then also the spend, right? So this is all sort of what people are spending, what households are spending on average. That's also very strong in these three communities. So we have a really good base here in Roslindale for customers. We also have new customers coming in, new neighbors moving in, and you can see this sort of turnover from housing. So this is, the blue line is a little, not as exactly clear. So this axis over here is for volume in thousands. And then you can see this is the median home price, and sort of the top end of that range is, starting to grow as well. So what we're seeing is housing prices have been increasing. The volume has been steady, and so there's a kind of steady flow of new neighbors that we have coming in and joining us here in Roslindale, and that's specifically. If you kind of back out the numbers on the home pricing, on the median home price, you get to like $77,000 for the household price, so that's actually a little bit higher than that previous projection. So I would imagine if those numbers get updated, there's actually a decent amount of money here for people to spend here in Roslindale. And then one final sort of note on the competitive landscape, looking at kind of where Roslindale sits and kind of what's happening around us, I would say that the node so this top node here is Forest Hills and Washington, right? There recently delivered roughly 400 or so apartment units, maybe another 200 or 300 that are slated for right across from the Forest Hill station. So once that construction kind of clears, I'd imagine that that's going to be a competitive node that we'll have to start thinking about, how do we make sure we keep our businesses strong here. And you may see some new ones developing there. Also back on Center and Weld, I think there's some new development happening over there. That's a nice little neighborhood commercial strip. So just there's a lot of retail, and I think we have to figure out how we keep Roslindale interesting and fun and keep folks here and spending money. So I'll turn it over to Andrea.
Yeah, just to conclude, so our insights is that there is an evolving retail scene, which is a challenge throughout the United States for landlords and tenants. The customers are spending more time at home, shopping at home, working at home. So evidence is Netflix and Amazon, the rise of shopping for your housewares on Amazon and finding your entertainment on Netflix. So we are offering that Roslindale Village should be a destination place. It should, with those pop-ups, with the new, hopefully, resurgence of businesses to the vacancies. It's a destination place for people to get out of their home and spend time, not only going to a restaurant, but then stopping off at something else, popping over to Birch Street, popping over here and there to other stores. And then the industry answer is the shift to the mix of convenience and entertainment, really making those services quick, convenient, but also let's have something fun on the side so we can pop in for a drink and some dancing. And the other key takeaway is that Roslindale has a higher vacancy, but we have solid income here. There's solid growth and expenditure profile. So what we're considering in the long term, some ideas that we would offer are to really advocate renting our second floor offices to small businesses, co-working space, so that there's daytime foot traffic. There's that lunch crowd going to our local restaurants. Wayfinding signage. We're trying to find ways. Roslindale Village Main Street can offer ways to help improve the storefronts and facade improvements and signage improvements. And then also the missing items in the Roslindale Village are a high-end consignment, arts, performance venues, unique spaces that you wouldn't find elsewhere in a shopping mall in Dedham. The short term is that Roslindale Village Main Street, we're here, obviously we've got connections, we have resources available to connect you to the right people. A big idea that we had was that we'd like to promote is coordinating hours. Perhaps we can work with businesses to find Thursdays, like in Jamaica Plain, they have first Thursdays where they're open until a little bit later, and it encourages, this is a routine practice among businesses so that people know, okay, routinely every Thursday this month we can be out late and frequent the restaurants, or also 5 p.m. on Saturday. We noticed that Roslindale businesses are closed rather early on Saturday, so maybe that's an idea. We're happy to work with ideas and offer other ideas to you. And then with the pop-up programs, I'm sure there's a lot of examples that we can help and templates that we can help provide. Thank you very much for coming. Thanks for listening to our presentation.